What? What do you mean you got us a present?
What do you mean? What do you mean? I'll show it to you in 30 seconds. Calm down.
Am I recording from my end?
No, you don't have to
The
do that.
Patreon video? No.
Don't be ridiculous.
I know that you wanted higher quality audio for the Veilguard hot takes.
I don't want anything from anyone anymore.
I don't want anything from that game.
I genuinely don't want anything from
Wait,
them.
stop. Because
What?
here's the problem. When we did our Origins one,
okay.
No, it only had the base game. It didn't have Awakening or any side characters, but I'm already seeing Corypheus. Scroll down for me.
Yeah, we got
Tabris. It's all right. Sebastian Vale's there. It's all right.
Okay.
Yeah. We're going to have some arguments today. I'm going to tell you for what, babe.
Oh, do you think so? Do you think so?
I think a couple of people are going to be an S tier that you're going to fight me against, and I just need to make sure they're on the board.
I might, but I have the mouse today, so...
That's not fair. You had the mouse last time. I should have the mouse. This is my favorite game. I should have the mouse in my favorite. Because if you have the mouse now, I'll have the mouse in Inquisition. And I'll fuck your shit. Nah, it's all right. I'll mess your shit up in Inquisition.
What are you going to mess up for me in Inquisition?
I just bet we have different opinions.
We'll have the same opinions. Oh, we'll have them.
In Inquisition?
Yeah, we'll have the same opinions.
All right. Okay, first of all, that sounds like a threat. Oh, we'll have the same opinions. Sounds like a fucking threat. All right. I'm going to go get an alcoholic beverage. I've got some mango melody juice, and I'm going to put some rum in it.
Excellent. Oh my God, I'm going to do the same.
Hello, beautiful people. How y'all doing? I'm going to talk a little bit whilst Dylan's not here. This is my favorite Dragon Age. We're playing the Veilguard. Dylan texted me earlier saying, I was being so kind last Veilguard episode. This week I'm going to be a fucking bitch. I was like, oh boy, that's my best friend right there. I got so excited. I might explode. Dylan taking gloves off and saying, I'm going to be a fucking bitch. Don't even get me started. That's the best shit in the fucking universe. That goes so crazy for me. I love that guy. All right, let's get up to the Dragon Age wiki.
What have you been saying?
Can you mind your fucking business for 2 minutes?
I actually can't, though. You know that. You know I can't. You know what? We need music.
I have Dragon Age Lo-Fi Remix on.
All right. I also need that, though, so hang on.
Okay. This I'm pretty stoked about. This is good Dragon Age content for me.
Yeah, this is great Dragon Age content.
This is good. This is us talking about people I love.
I know, me too. I'm gonna share my screen, but this time I'm gonna do the share system audio. Shit, I can't do it that way. I have to.
You can't share the screen and audio, you're saying?
No, I have to do tab. Oh, but that's okay. The music is just for me. I can add the music in later. It's fine.
Yeah.
That's
all right.
Yeah.
That works.
And when you're listening to this and you're like, hey, what happened to that music you promised us? It's because I couldn't figure it out. But if I did, then I did it. And you're welcome.
No,
excellent. Okay.
So. Hi, my name is Robin. I have finished and I'm ready to judge all of the Dragon Age 2 characters.
I'm Dylan. I was made for this. I love to judge the Dragon Age 2 characters.
Huge.
So excited.
First of all,
I wonder if this person
Dill?
What?
Cheers. I love you.
Oh my God.
Cheers,
babe.
Clink. Oh, zooming in doesn't work, it seems. You can close that ad on the side. Oh, there you go. That's fine. I can see fine.
Good. Great.
Are we adding more tiers? Is that what you're trying to do?
No, what I was trying to do is I was trying to see, because sometimes people will
Yeah, if you
add like the
like
character name,
names,
the description,
isn't it? Oh yeah,
and then like
yeah, DA character one.
oh no, Alric. Yeah, people did. Ariane. Yeah, people did. Okay. So
All right, all right, all right.
we've got it. Okay.
Speak to
So
me. What's his? Okay, go
so
on.
the
You go.
the first guy is Alric. Otto Alric, who is one of the Templars in the Kirkwall Circle of Magi. He's the guy who
He's the
fucking
guy who made
designed
the tranquil solution.
solution. So he didn't invent be making people tranquil, but he is the one who's fucking like invented doing it as like a mass punishment for mages.
All right, I'm gonna say this right now.
All right,
This guy's in one mission.
yeah.
This guy is a B or higher.
I
I'm
see what
saying
you're saying because
I'm
he is a
thinking
linchpin.
he is a linchpin in the whole thing.
Yeah,
The tranquil solution is such a fucking radical term that is continued to be
evil.
used and referenced.
Oh yeah. Well, let's not say continued to be because it's that remains to be seen. It
I mean, the tranquil solution is mentioned in Inquisition, isn't it?
Oh, I know. I'm just saying continues implies that it's still happening.
Oh,
And
well, it's not going to happen in the Valguard, but because Dragon Age Inquisition was the last Dragon Age game. So
you're fucking telling me, baby. Fucking unbelievable. But yeah, no, major plot point, major character. Do you say A? I was thinking B just because he is only in one mission, but I'm
thinking B minimum. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I would like to stick with B for now because if we're having him be B, that's our center point. Our center point is so strong that it judges every other character based on someone who's in one mission and crazy memorable.
Yeah.
I remember doing the mission. Like, I remember where I was. I played that game fucking once.
Memorable mission.
And I played it all in like 3 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm you got me. I'm on board.
Yeah.
Okay. Anders.
Now here's the controversial ones.
Here's the controversial. Here we are. All right, tell me your thoughts. Tell me.
I love Anders. I romanced him.
You did.
He is the catalyst for the majority of the Dragon Age storyline, full stop.
Yeah.
He's a little underbaked. I think he's a B.
Yeah.
I think he's great, really cool. Love his big setup. He has two major storylines, which is the Mage Templar Rebellion, which is the storyline of him and then, Dragon Age.
Yeah.
And Justice. And they just kind of forget about Justice in the last act of the game.
They for sure do. I think that I think that if we're just saying origin to Anders and not Awakening, then I think he's solidly in B.
Yeah.
I think
which is sad because I think he's great, but the problem is that I think he's great. Anders kind of represents Dragon Age 2 to me, where it's like, fuck, you're almost perfect. God, you're almost perfect at the game.
Perfect. Yeah. Oh, I'm so into that. I so get that. Okay. I'm comfortable with him in B. So then we have Ariane. Ariane is the elf, the formerly Dalish elf in the alienage. She's the one whose son Fainriel has developed mage abilities, and she's trying to get Hawk to help her because it's either he goes to the circle or he can run away and go join a Dalish clan. I think that the story, see, this is crazy because now really I'm looking at all these characters and I'm like, every single one of you is so crucial to.
And now we're realizing that Dragon Age 2 is the best Dragon Age game.
I'm like,
and
you're
now
all
we're realizing,
crucial.
And now you're like, oh wait, it's Dragon Age 2 is what Dragon Age is. It's the best shit. Every character, we're gonna have this feeling is gonna be almost this entire thing of like, fuck, they are good though. We put a fucking character that has at most 5 speaking lines in an A tier.
Yeah.
That's Dragon Age 2, baby.
That's Dragon Age 2. Because nobody. Well, we talked about this when we did the Dragon Age 2 Act 1 episode. I remember it was one of the first things you said was that like all of these characters like have a 30-second introduction scene, and I know exactly who they are. Like like they introduce themselves in like a minute dialogue scene max, and you know every companion like so clearly.
Mm-hmm.
Ariani, I think the thing is that she is pretty brief. I'm not going to put her too high up, even though I think that I think Painreal is like the linchpin of that storyline.
Here's a fun thing. You know when people say that someone's like a New York 7, that's like that's like a somewhere else 10. She's a Dragon Age 2C, which is a Veilguard S.
Veilguard S. Oh, it's so good to laugh.
It's good to laugh.
Oh, it's good to laugh.
Good to laugh.
It's good.
Oh God.
Oh, so happy. What a happy time we're having. The Arashok. So
come on, man.
I know. The Arashok. Fuck, the Arashok's good. I'm just kind of
here's a question.
Okay.
I'm wiki. Wow, this alcohol is hitting me. I haven't drunk in a while. The alcohol's hitting me like crazy. I'm on the Dragon Age wiki.
Okay.
Typed in Arashok. This is where naming conventions of Quinari become a little hazy. This says involvement. In Dragon Age Origins, Arashok sent Sten to Ferelden.
That's correct.
Is that the same guy? Or
in
is it
Origins,
another leader?
No, in Origins it is this Arashok. This Arashok obviously dies, and then there are
not necessarily. You can give Isabel over.
You can,
and then they can leave.
Over. Right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which apparently,
wow.
Apparently, if he's still replaced by a new Arashok.
He is.
But Varric says that Isabel stole the tome again and ran away. So he went back and he's being court-martialed.
Yeah. And
bad Arashok.
Sten becomes an Arashok.
That's pretty cool.
Sten survives.
That's cool.
Our Sten.
Yeah,
Sten is again another title. Okay. So Arashok,
he's really good. He is the primary antagonist for most of the game.
Yeah, first 2 acts.
Not even a primary antagonist. Well, yeah, primary antagonist is still a correct term for him.
I think so, because even though you don't fight him in Act 1, he's still a looming.
You can also be friendly with him. Like, he was Florence Hawke's ally up until he turned on everyone.
Yeah.
Even then, I like him because unlike in certain games, he's a villain who you're like, he genuinely thinks he's doing a good thing. He's not just like mustache twirlingly evil. This guy's like, Kirkwall fucking sucks and I need to put it right again.
Also, have you seen this city? Like I kill 100 people a day on my way to work.
Who fucking cares?
This place is a disaster. It is a mess. Yeah. It is lawless. And the Qun offers law. And that is bad to me, Dylan. But like when you think about back when the Kuhn had a culture that that was established.
Yeah.
That is their thing. And so that is the comfort that people find in it, and that's why people run to join it. So it is. I think we got to put him in a B.
I think he's a good B. I
Good,
think he's a
solid
really
B.
strong B.
Yeah. Okay. We got a Thenril.
Thenril.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Smuggler
This
and
is one of the
Kirkwall.
2 people you meet when you first get into the city and you need to get
She's the
money
smuggler.
to buy yourself out. And so she's
That's
the
interesting. I actually have never met her.
Because you went straight
because I went straight for mercenaries because that was like the law thing.
Yeah.
Or felt more, that's Kirkwall's version of lawful. Do you know what I mean? Is that, yeah. That's
true. And I thought a Thenril was really interesting because, and I did a Thenril. That's how I made my money.
Yeah.
Because she's ruthless and she will do whatever, she'll steal from whoever, nobles be damned or whatever. But she won't get involved in the slave trade. And that to me is like meeting that character 5 minutes into entering the city of Kirkwall tells you so much about like what the morality at stake in this game is going to be. It's like, you have to make money to survive. You can steal or murder. One of them draws the line at slavery. Now choose. You're going to murder people, you're going to steal from people. The line in the sand is slavery. Here you go.
I would like for us to put Arnthrel. Athenril? How do you pronounce it? Athenril, sorry. Athenril.
Yeah, you're good.
I would like to put Athenril and the mercenary guy in the same.
I think so, because they represent the same kind of.
They are introducing Kirkwall. Like, they're our first step into this absolute golden city.
Yeah.
My home.
Your hometown.
My home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I feel like it's going to go in the C category because I feel like similarly to Ariane, it's like they really have very little like overarching established like arc in the story, but they set up so much about the morality of this game and they set up a lot of lore.
Yeah.
A lot happens there.
I agree with that.
Okay.
I agree with that.
Aveline.
Aveline is. Oh. What?
What are you gonna say?
No, what were you gonna? What was those hand motions? I got really excited. I was like, Aveline's S. Like, I think that she's.
Oh no, I agree with you. I agree full.
I think she's one of the better companions. Now, at the beginning, I wasn't super into her, but I think her storyline is so good.
Her arc is so good,
so cute, and like her scenes are so good. Like, I super just didn't care about her because everyone else was like my favorite. I think I mentioned like I switch out everyone. Or every fight except for Aveline. But then at the end of the game, I was like, no, she's like, that's my girl. Like, she's so good.
And then I love her. Oh, God.
She becomes acting Viscount. She's acting Viscount at the minute, which is cool.
Yeah. That is cool.
She's
I'll
on
take
the
that.
fucking cover of
Varric wrote Hard in Hightown and modeled it after. But like how her whole thing, like this, because when I just love her so much because like you meet her and she's got this fairy tale romance wherein she is the prince. And and she is the hero, saving her beloved. And then she fails. Like he like within the first, 10 minutes of the game, like she loses him. And that is so like, because I love love a character concept where their arc starts at what normally would be the end of a story. Like she has the love of her life. She's saving him from a blight, and she's getting him out of there, and then she fails and he dies, and that could be the end of a tragedy, but it winds up being like the start of this like new life where she has to move on and get over it, and she pours herself into her job and whatever, and then years later, because that's a thing that you can do in Dragon Age 2 where the game spans a decade. You can have like this slow repair of somebody getting over the death of their husband and then learning to love again, that you can't necessarily tell as effectively in a game that's going to take like 2 in character years, you know, like
exactly.
You can really do that, and they do it well, and I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Absolutely.
This
is Varric's brother, right?
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure, because sometimes Bodan Fedek and other dwarves look the same to me. This is Bartrand, Varric's brother. I'm curious your thoughts on this, because I have a lot of conflicting thoughts about Bartrand.
I also have a lot of conflicting thoughts. We aren't able to like interrogate him and talk to him a lot, but I think he's he does set up like a huge amount of stakes. Like every time we don't get to talk to him, but every conversation we have, he's just a stake setter. He's like, you need 50 gold. And it's like,
50 gold is tough to come by in this town.
Yeah, so you do like, all of Act 1 trying to get 50 gold, and then he's like, okay, we're now gonna go into the deep roads, and then like he finds the fucking lyrium idol, which is still being used.
No, it's not. Let's not. No, that's not what that is.
Yeah. Dylan, it's still being used because it's Samson's sword from Inquisition. He uses it as the head Templar.
That's right. That's right. Become sick with rage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because and then he locks you in the thing, and it's a big like, where the fuck is Bartrand? What is happening?
And he betrays Varric, which is
he betrays him immediately. Which again, the effects of Red Lyrium, we've talked about how it gets completely it gets flanderized, where it's like it doesn't matter anymore. But he sets a really interesting stake of like the hell of it, and then he closes out Varric's story, and you can try to like you can heal him with Anders, which is a thing. Anders has a lot of really cool, unique dialogue. Maybe I need to bump him later.
Okay. All right, I'm open to it.
But it's like, he has so much stuff you can do. You can kill him. You can set him loose. You can try to heal him and try to grow from it. And it's like there's a bunch of things which is really cool, but you can't talk to him. But I'm kind of into the idea of your best friend's brother is like mad, and you just kind of have to like, you don't know him, but it's like, but I'm always around because I love Varric very much. I'm putting him in a strong B.
Strong B. Okay.
Why? Tell me your conflicting thoughts. I would have put him in the C
category, I think. But I get it. He is pretty crucial.
All right. Okay. He's a Dragon Age 2 C. He's a Dragon Age 2 C, which is a most games B.
Yeah. Are you ready for my possibly most controversial?
This is Bethany Hawk.
Bethany Hawk, I think
you're about to be wrong.
I think that's our first D.
Why?
I just think that Bethany is one of the cases where I feel that it's a rare missed opportunity for if there's not enough of her if she stays alive in the circle. And I think that there was a missed opportunity with how much more storytelling they could have sucked out of that. if she is
That's
survives
true.
and she's in the circle. I don't think that she's a bad character necessarily. I think that she was just underserved and undercooked and could have been so much more, especially because after the point in which she either dies or goes to the circle is where the Mage Templar tension starts to become a central point in the game.
Yeah.
And not utilizing her a little bit more is a misstep. I like that they take her out of your party. I think that that's interesting and weird and like and sells the fact that like she's locked up in the circle. But I think that they could have had more like adventures or cutscenes that did kind of go and see what she was up to and like get some more storytelling sucked out of that. So that's, but I'm open. What are your thoughts? That would be my first D pick.
Yeah. Listen, I appreciate, I understand it, and I appreciate it. The thing is like it's kind of what we're looking at when we rank a character.
Sure.
Are we looking at their whole like like them as a solo character, no one else exists, you're just hearing about them, or is it their relation to the story and therefore their relation to Hawke? Because our storylines, we had Ash and Florence follow essentially the same path, but then we made a hard choice at the end of Act 1. Our sister got taken by the circle, and then our characters went on different paths. Like, it was so informative to how we played the game and our Hawks as characters. That's true. I think D is too low. It's too low if we're doing what is she in relation to the story of Hawke?
Yeah.
But if it's who is she as a person who's there, then yeah, she deserves to be a little lower. But I think that her import in the story is so big because it informs so much of who Hawke is. Like, she can join the Grey Wardens, she can die, she can go into the circle, which changes, like, she changes Hawke's relationship to, their mother. It changes how Hawke feels about the circle or the Grey Wardens. It's like there's so much that she does. And this also goes for Carver, who I personally know literally nothing about. But it kind of fills the same role for me, where it's like it informs how your Hawke interacts with the world, which to me is the theme of Dragon Age. It's we talked about it in when we were playing the last act of like Dragon Age 2 is about radicalization and like where is this game trying to push you in
right?
You have to make two radical choices, or a choice between these two very radical options, and every character has an opinion, and it's like this is one of the decisions, or she is almost the character that is pushing Hawke in one of those two ways. To me that screams B. I'll take a C if we want to compromise. But I do appreciate that she as a character is a little like, I would have liked to have seen her once after she got taken into the circle.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna push for C if she's
okay. That's fine.
Just because I agree with you in terms of her fate has a lot of influence on Hawke, but I still think that they underused her in the later acts, and that she had more potential, and that's rare for this game because I think that they use everybody so well.
They do.
Now this is Bodan Fedek, my man. Bodan Fedek. Bodan Fedek in this game is a little bit more. We get a little bit more out of him and Sandal, to be fair, than we did in Origins, which I do like. I think that when we get to Sandal, I have a lot of feelings. Bodan Fedek, though, is like still pretty mid somewhere.
He's mid. He's a really good evolution of. He's a really good start to the evolution of how we see a lot of characters evolve throughout this series. Of like, he's in Origins, he is just a shopkeep, but people kind of like him, so he's in 2, and they give him actual story, and then it's like it's that kind of, you know, it's and because that happens, that's Varric, you know, that's because he's in like all of them, not all of them, but you know what I mean. That's Morrigan, you know, that's Liliana. It's like he's kind of fills the shopkeep version of that. I like him. I would say he probably is a D, but he's a DA2 D, which is a really interesting, cool. Like they do a lot with him.
I know
he is just a shopkeep. He's like but then he does cool stuff at the end where he bounces in Act 3. He's like, it's getting too hot for me, I have to leave. And I think that's cool and interesting. Yeah,
I do like that.
I love this game, dude. I'm gonna fight for everyone in this
I know
in this list.
Okay, so this is Bran, who I'm pretty sure I know who he is, but I am Bran is right. Bran is I forgot. Bran is the administrative assistant and chief advisor to
Fun.
That's the guy in Inquisition who comes in at Trespasser to tell.
That's funny. That's funny. Actually,
really funny. Who eventually becomes the seneschal. Let's see. I don't know if I remember much about what
I don't.
Encounter.
He asks a lot of you. He's the guy. Before you meet the Viscount, he's the one telling you all this shit. Like, hey, can you go get him? Like, can you go do this because the sun is missing? Can you go do this because there's fucking the Quinari threat is going on?
Yeah. All right.
I mean, he's a D for me.
He's a D. Again, a Dragon Age 2D. He's fun, and I love that he carries through, and that they give you a little bit of him in Inquisition. That's very fun. This is Carver.
I mean, he's cool. I'm reading a lot on his wiki. Sorry, I'm still on Bran. I'm reading on the wiki. He has some cool stuff. Like he says that he's just a figurehead that the Templars intimidate into sanctioning whatever proclamations they desire. So he gives a lot of shit for the world. I think I just didn't speak to him very much.
Yeah. He gets an STI, and Anders has to cure it, which is very fucking fun.
I love this fucking game. All right, sorry.
Railguard, fuck you. Fuck you, Railguard, for what you took from us.
Oh, dear. We have to get it out now, so our episodes are kinder.
Yeah, it's not going to be. Truthfully, don't listen to Act 2.
Carver is the same as Bethany.
Carver is the same as Bethany, yeah.
I the thing is, I don't have any basis for that. But you know what I do like? A lot of people say they don't like Carver. And I think that, like, they don't like Carver, but they do like Bethany. And that, to me, makes Carver a more interesting character. But I don't know anything about him. So
I actually can't remember. I have played a lot of... I've played a lot of non-mage Hawks.
Sure.
So I have not had Carver as a brother, except I think once. So I don't really know him as well. I
cool.
don't remember
when
him
I
as well.
when I eventually do my I'm going to play Dragon Age, but be as evil as I physically can, and I play my Blood Mage Hawk. I'll.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, please. Okay,
I'll
so Cassandra, funny because they are using the Inquisition picture of Cassandra. But we have to remember this is the DA2 Cassandra.
However,
who I think is great.
Is our storytelling device.
is
like,
our storytelling device, and a
really
great
cool.
one.
And we don't know anything about her. She's just this mysterious, like, interrogator, and I think that's a cool.
It's such a cool device.
Thing.
We see
It's
that it's her and Varric, who
it's the
we
start
are like
of their relationship, which is, I think, my favorite relationship in Dragon Age is them two.
Oh my god, crazy! It's wild that they set this up here, because in Inquisition, the two of them are like our Morrigan, Alistair, like kind of parallel.
They're Morrigan and Alistair, but they actually love each other they like each other very much. Thank you.
I'm sorry, Morrigan and Alistair love each other so much. No one in the history of people has ever said, "I hate you so much,"
I hate
and
you
meant that
so
they hated that
much.
person. That is not.
That's because Morrigan doesn't understand people. Alistair hates Morrigan. Alistair calls her. Doesn't he call her like a bitch? Like when you're like,
he calls her a bitch. But also, it depends. Oh, God, Dragon Age Origins, the game you are. It depends. It depends how he feels about her later in the game. Yeah. Anyway, this version of Cassandra, Dragon Age 2 Cassandra, I think is so strong, so important to the story. I'm gonna put her in an A. I think that in Inquisition she's an S.
In Inquisition she's easy S. I genuinely think Cassandra might be my favorite character in all of them.
Yeah.
But I don't. Oh, but A though. I mean, she's a great. Who else have we got in A?
She's the
she's an A. We've got the guy who's in it for one mission. She's an A.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's this?
This is, I don't recognize this person. This is Castilian. Okay.
Castile. Can you? Okay, I got it. Yeah, I got it.
Who is Castilian?
Antivan Merchant. Oh, oh my God. You have never met this guy on any Dragon Age 2 run. This is Isabella's lead villain.
Oh,
who you only meet.
Oh, because I've never gotten her.
Oh, yeah, no. I think you've literally... In order to meet Castilian, Hawke must convince Isabella to return at the end of Act 2. You've literally never met him.
Never met this guy. And you have.
That's crazy. Yeah, I have, yeah.
That's
on
wonderful.
The one time
All right,
I played
tell me where to put him.
We know so much. The thing is with him is that we know so much about him through Isabella. There is a fun thing where you can get him to leave. Because that's it. It's not I got him to leave. That's true. Because you go there with Isabella planning on killing him. And then you get there, you speak to him, and she's like, I don't want to kill him. I want him to live. I'm gonna take his ship and crew, and he's gonna watch me thrive. Like, that's my plan. And then you can say, this guy's a slaver. I'm gonna shoot him in the head, actually. Or you can be like, all right, fine. And I did not end up going, fine, because it was Florence, and obviously she's gonna do that. I'm gonna put him in a C. I really, genuinely, I'm so stoked that you personally, Mr. Dragon Age, has never met this guy.
Never met him.
I think that's so fucking cool. But I don't think and he has a lot of interesting context and story around him. He's another one that kind of says who your Hawke is, more so than other big villains in storylines, because, you know, this is like you have to be ride or die for your team. So Isabel comes back, and then you have to make a decision of like, how ride or die are you for your team though? Are you so ride or die that you're going to allow a slaver to live just because your friend says that she wants him to live so that she can like lord it up? Or are you going to say, no, there's a line in the sand that I'm drawing right now, and that's not okay. Which I think is really fucking cool as like a character and what he does for Hawke. I'd like him to be close to the siblings. The siblings are bigger in the C mark, but I think that he's really fucking cool. Next, we have a character that's S, and I will kill you.
Interesting. Corypheus. You think Corypheus is an S in 2?
I think Corypheus is the best. I think he's
Okay.
the coolest villain in all of these games. He is
No,
he
he's a.
is a
You won't
Tevinter.
catch me. He's a great villain. He's a great villain.
He's fucking amazing. He's a Tevinter Magister. He relates directly to Origins, which then puts Origins in a new light of being like, again, my fucking favorite character in Origins, which is the Architect. But it's like he puts all of that in a new light of like, oh shit, wait, Tevinter fully started the Blight. I hate the Veil God. I want it to fucking die. It's like, but it's like, oh my god, they fully started the Blight? That's crazy. And this guy, like, it's a thing where, is it even here? They're like, I thought they killed him. And then he just comes back. He starts controlling Anders. If you have Anders with you, he turns on you halfway through because Corypheus is so strong. He's possibly the best fight in the game. Is really
He's one
great.
Of the
is
few
so
fights that are interesting and
is so fucked. Like he looks so fucked up, and it's like it's great. This is a really big like. I mean, he was originally trapped by your dad, which I think is again fucking crazy. This guy is a big is like the big first turning point of like, oh my god, who the fuck is Hawk? Like this is like, you know, clearly they like, do they have some type of legacy? Oh my god, it's the name of the show. I just think he's the best. I think he's so cool. So I would like him in S actually. I think he's the best.
No, you got me there. I'll take it.
God, I love Corypheus so fucking much. Holy shit. Man, I wish we had a cool villain. Who's this next guy?
This is Cullen Rutherford. I'm pretty sure, right? That's Cullen Rutherford.
Oh, this is Cullen?
Yeah, that's Cullen Rutherford.
He sucks in this game.
He sucks in this game.
He does do some. He does do the thing where he turns on Meredith at the end, which is pretty neat. I also like the fact that he's remaining from Origins just like a guy who you meet, and then in this he's like more of a character. For him to be a character that I really, really like in Inquisition. But we're not at Inquisition yet. He's go on.
What's interesting about Cullen in 2 is, again, that in Origins, we meet him. He's just a sniveling coward who hates mages and is afraid of them and is a scaredy poo-poo cat who cannot breathe around mages. Now we watch him in 2. He is just some Templar who then climbs the ranks over the years and becomes the mage hater 2000. And yes, he turns against Meredith at the end, but it is like it's interesting to watch like this story of this like scaredy chicken poo-poo cat who is so afraid of magic become a fascist, like because he's a little baby with his baby hairs, and he just grows into that like role as he gets power. I still don't think he's great in this game, but I do think he has an interesting arc. I'm saying that all because I think he's a C or D in this game.
I think he's a C. I don't think he's D. I think the only reason why he's good in Inquisition is because of all of his building in 2. Like, you do speak to him a lot, and you know, he has a whole thing where it's like, hey, you know how Templars in the city are fucking crazy? And yeah, he is completely devolved into this like fascist guy, but there is like these still glimmers of Inquisition Cullen that comes out occasionally when he like is like, oh well, maybe I don't want to annul the whole circle. That feels silly. Like that feels too far, right? And then it's like a bunch of things where it's like there is some hope like consistently poking through of this guy, and I think he's cool. Again, I didn't like him in 2, but I didn't like him as a person. Like it's not that I didn't like him as a character. I didn't like him as a person. I think C is a fair one.
So I'm with you. I want your help on where to place Daenerys Daenerys is the slaver who owned Fenris and who put the Lyrium markings onto Fenris' body.
Dylan, much like you can't help me, I didn't meet him.
Oh my god, you didn't meet him because you're evil and you didn't fucking do Fenris.
No, I didn't meet him. I didn't meet him because the game is
right
evil.
now in front of me,
and because Sebastian is evil, not because of me. The game kept fucking crashing.
Sorry. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay. I'm so distraught. Okay. So here's what I was gonna say when I was living in the blissful place where I forgot that you never did Fenris's arc. Daenerys is interesting to me because he is, to me, there's actually a little bit of a similarity with Daenerys and how I know that you intended Quinn in the Atomless to kind of be in the end.
Oh,
where
okay.
So Daenerys, we actually don't meet him till almost the end of the game.
The end of the game. Yeah.
Fenris is seething over the man. And that seething grows, and we just every time we talk to Fenris, the seething about this man grows stronger and stronger, and his desire to not just be free of him, but to hunt him down and find out where he is and end his life grows stronger and stronger. And then you finally have the option to meet him, and this man has been. I mean, you've learned about all of the trauma he inflicted upon Fenris. You learned you've watched so many scenes of Fenris absolutely fucking dripping with earned disdain for this man. And then you meet him and he's just a sort of smarmy guy. And then if you choose to, you kill him it's nothing.
Oh, love that. I love that.
Because he's just a guy.
He's just a guy.
He's just an evil guy, but he's just a guy.
Yeah.
And so I think he's a good character. He's almost not in the game. He's barely there. So there's not much to him. He exists in so much as what Fenris tells you. That's what his character is what you learn from Fenris.
Here's the thing. Here's why I love Dragon Age 2.
Speak on it.
Right. This is the second, technically, this is the third major villain of a companion character. But he is literally not in it until the end, much like Isabella's guy. And the only thing is they are there to complete the arc of another of one of your companions who throughout the entire thing is this guy sucks and they know him. And it's okay, I have to bring up the Veil Guard, and I am sorry.
I'm not.
The thing about the Veil Guard is that you are not the protagonist of the game. All of your companions are. That you sent me that thing earlier. All of the companions are the protagonist. You are nothing in the game. You're just there to serve the other.
You're
characters.
their therapist. Yeah.
Now, in Dragon Age 2, there is a similar thing where every companion is the protagonist, but you are also a protagonist in the game. And you are also their therapist, but you also have a lot of shit going on because Hawk is great. And
the thing
that I like about that.
The thing with Hawk is that you're not. I want you to finish what you're saying, and I'm so heated about.
No,
this
I love it.
Because Hawk is the reason that all of your companions are sticking together, because each individual companion has a separate personal reason to feel loyal to Hawk.
Yeah.
That's like, so when the companions don't get along or dislike each other or butt heads with each other, they're sticking it out because you are important to them. And they are sticking with you.
Yeah, exactly. And then they like, it's like, oh, hey, can you come help me with, there's a thing I have to do. There's like a bunch of Templars that like I need to stop. And they're like, and then Fenris is like, yeah, sure. Who's coming? And you're like, Anders. And they're like, oh, for fuck's sake. All right, well, fine.
Yeah.
But they're there because they love you specifically.
Yeah.
And it's why I think it's cool that the lead villains of each of their stories are like these fully fleshed out characters that we meet once, but we know because there is another movie going on that we kind of hear about, that the companions are living, and we help them through the major plot points of those movies. But there are like, how many companions are in this game? 6. There are like 6, 7 full-length games that fucking rule, where you're just playing the origin, like each of the companion characters and doing their own thing.
Yeah.
And that's a big reason why I love DA2. Because I put your man in C, and we meet him once, and we speak like a handful of lines, but he's a full guy. He's a real person who lives and breathes in the world of Kirkwall. And then, and I think the same for this guy. I think I haven't seen him, but I've heard Fenris talk about him a bunch. Yeah. I heard Varric talk about him in Inquisition because he's still alive in Inquisition for me. And Varric brings it up.
Oh my god! Okay, forgot that is an option. This is the best game ever.
This is the Viscount.
I believe this is the Viscount. Yeah, Dumar.
This is the Viscount.
The Viscount. Ooh, this might be a kind of bleh character to me. I mean, he's around, he's important, he has a couple of important quests.
He plays, unfortunately to him,
he's a little bit nothing.
He's a little bit nothing as a character. He plays Kirkwall is the thing. Like, he is the metaphor of Kirkwall. Everything is tense in him, and you keep trying to placate all of the players. He dies, Kirkwall falls immediately, and it's like,
that's true.
But he as a person isn't anyone. Like, I'm fine with him in D, but I do want to give him the, like,
he's a Dragon Age 2
the backing of, which is still higher. The point of his character, like, being so real. Someone who knows Dragon Age 2 and is more eloquent than I could definitely convince me to put him like way, way higher on the list, just because of the fact that he is Kirkwall. And that's the point of him and his character. Like, you're doing shit for him, but it's actually you're doing things for Kirkwall, and then he gets killed because the Aristoc throws Kirkwall into out of balance. And by killing him does that, and then because he's dead, then all the wars start because he was the only one holding them back. It's a whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, who's next?
Elthina, which this is, am I wrong? That's Mom, isn't it? Elthina? Am I crazy? Oh no, that's not Elthina.
No, Elthina is the Grand Cleric.
Elthina's Grand Cleric. That's I see Mom now. Okay. That's character design could definitely use some work in this game, but
yeah, but they had $20.
They had $20.
They had $20 and 2 weeks to make this game.
6 weeks to design this game. Grand Cleric,
this is
she's
cool.
Also a little bit.
But she backs you up the entire time. She also very, very important for Sebastian.
Oh, well, you then speak more on that, Sebastian lover, and tell me what you think.
Sebastian's going in S. I'm telling you this for free right now. You have some time to come to terms with it.
Sure.
She's cool because she's another, like, she is Kirkwall character. She's the head of the Chantry, holds a lot of very evil people back. You speak to her all the time. She's Sebastian Vale's, like, one kind of like, hey, I want to I feel like I should join the Chantry. Should I? And she's like, I don't fucking know, Sebastian. What do you want from me? Like, do you want to join the Chantry? Then sure. If you don't, then don't. Go back to Starkhaven and then be a prince. She's cool because she dies because Anders blows her up.
Tragic.
But she's one of the characters that you keep consistently going back to, and there's like she refuses to leave the Chantry or her people because she's like, no, this is my city, these are my people, this is my Chantry, which is what gets her killed. She refuses to leave when the Aristock is like rebelling and then people are getting slaughtered everywhere. She's just like a cool.
I'm gonna do this to you. It's Aristock. You keep putting a T
Aristock.
in there. You keep saying a T.
I could have sworn it has a T in it. Aristock. It is Aristock. Why do I have a T in there? That's crazy.
I think you just said it one time and then that's just how you.
It's just like Lucanus from the Veilguard is the same. In our episode that we just released, I keep calling him Lucaris, even though I was corrected by you. I just do that sometimes. It's one of the things that I hate about myself.
Oh, you shouldn't hate it. It's just a funny little thing.
It drives me right out the wall. I think she's really cool. I think she's I'm gonna say I still think she's a C, but I think she's a really, really good character.
I think she's fine.
I think she's super important and like is again another like Viscount. Like she's there for Kirkwall. Okay.
Well, I do think that she does say a lot about Kirkwall for sure.
Yeah. So funny how they have Cassandra's Inquisition and Zevrin's Origins right at the bottom. You can
yeah,
it's funny.
Okay.
Who's this?
Emmerich. Emmerich. Emmerich is a Templar that we meet in Kirkwall, who is the serial killer. And he is killing lots of women, especially the sex workers at the Bloomin' Rose. And so I am going to say, I am going to take ownership of this because this is Dragon Age's biggest flub in Origins and 2 specifically. They keep putting sex workers in these games and they keep writing them shitty. And look, and like the whole like there's a serial killer killing sex workers thing. You know what? It could have been a good storyline if you put some fucking pussy behind it, but you didn't. It's just a guy who kills. It's just a guy who kills sex workers. Yeah. That's the whole story. It's not important. It doesn't really say much. That's interesting about the world. I don't find it to be that interesting, and I find it to be tired fantasy trope bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lowest tier A. Low tier A for my guy Fenris right now. I'm jumping in ahead of the gun. Low
tier A.
I'm saying no. I'm saying no. Sorry. The lowest tier that this guy can be in is A.
Oh, I thought okay. I was like, damn. I know that you didn't. So that's coming. That's a strong considering you didn't finish his arc or like
This guy is okay. Let's take out everything about Dragon Age 2. This guy is one of the most loved characters of this fucking franchise. Like, he appears in one game, and this guy, I knew who this guy was before I played the games. People fucking love him. He's got a great voice. He's got a cool as fuck design. His storyline is great. Like, his whole vibe is the perfect broody hurt, like the broody hurt guy who you just want to fix. Like he's the perfect archetype of that. he rules so hard that the fact that I wasn't able to complete his storyline because of a glitch, it was devastating. I'm truly so upset about it. But it's Fenris, dude. He's
It's
the
Fenris,
coolest guy in the
dude.
fucking world.
It's Fenris.
When you meet him, you get jumped by a bunch of people, and then he jumps in and helps you, and it's one of the coolest intros of a character.
Intro scene. It's a great intro scene. Getting him the sword is just such a great scene. I will say every romance scene with him is so incredible because it does go through. I will say it's one of the better pieces of writing in 2 is how slow but how like persistent the romances are. I feel that in Origins and Inquisition, both, as much as I love them both, the romances can happen either like all like a little, like they can happen a little either
like all at
too
once.
quickly or like all at once kind of. And like the way that 2 is structured, like your romance has like a nice structure to it and has like a path that takes a long time, but is not like, it's not like taking a long time where nothing is happening. You're still getting like these really intimate moments that like keep escalating as time goes on. It's just really well done, and his is really good. And the fact that like you can be romancing him and be standing for something that he detests with all of his heart and soul and with every bit of his trauma, and he can decide to still stand with you, like, or not. There you can be romancing him and he can decide that it's not enough, and
That's crazy.
he can't. I'm putting him in fucking nose.
Can I offer that we put Anders in A?
Yes.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
We are still correct. There's a lot of his stuff that is dropped.
No,
The thing is Anders has so much happening all the time. He has justice. He is a Grey Warden. He is the primary reason everything goes to fucking hell at the end. He has so much happening that, of course, some stuff's going to be dropped. My main upset with it is that the thing that was dropped was the thing that I liked the most about him. The fact that he can fix so many situations. Like, he's the only reason that Carver and Bethany will live if you bring them with them. He can save Anders's he can save Varric's brother. You know, like all these things. Just if you bring him with Legacy, he has a whole thing where he turns against you. I need him in A.
Can I make a proposition?
What's up?
And by proposition, I mean I might just do something, and then you can tell me if you disagree.
Okay. Everyone is getting bumped to see.
Wait, I'm not done though. Because hold on. There we go. I think that's it.
Yeah, I think I'm actually super into that.
Do you see what we're doing?
That's the balance.
We have the middle tier being all these people who like have good effect on the story, like major like effects on Hawk, but as characters are lacking a little bit. We have good set up characters that don't have a lot of payoff.
Yeah.
Above that, we have like really strong characters that affect the story a lot, but maybe are missing a couple of like opportunities. And then we have like our S tier, and then we have bad sex worker murderer.
Yeah. But notice that we don't have an F tier.
We do.
The lowest this score goes is D. Because this is Dragon Age 2, baby.
Oh, right. This is Fainreal. So,
okay.
Fainreal, I'm trying to decide if I think Fainreal belongs in B with Mom or is a little bit higher. I don't think he's A, actually. I don't
think he's A.
But he does still have like a huge impact on the story. And I think it's kind of on par with Mom, which is that like
Yeah.
He's telling the story of like, okay, how it's really like how the circle treats mages and how the Dailish treat mages. What is Hawk gonna think about that dichotomy?
He is one of he admittedly, Dragon Age 2 doesn't really have major major story missions, but he is one of the major
He is one of the major
storylines.
story.
Like,
Yeah,
you go to the Fade for this guy, you know what I mean? Like,
that's true.
he's a big deal in DA2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now,
Flemeth. My girl
this next one's
Flemeth.
interesting. I love Flemeth. I love her redesign in this. I think she's very important in the story. I personally do think that she is like a, hey, look, it's a character from Origins, and that's a lot of her point. She doesn't do a lot. She does.
Yeah.
Now, I will say she does instigate the story.
She instigates the story. she is important to Meryl's story. And kind of that's
sure. Yeah, I wouldn't even say she's that important to Meryl's storyline. Like, you bring her up the mountain the first time in the locket, but I wouldn't say that's important to Meryl.
No, but it is like, I still think it is important because like that is like your connection to her heritage and like her culture is kind of why Meryl is like,
yeah,
able to trust you.
Flemeth is continuing to be important in the world, and she's like,
yeah,
you
but
know,
she's not our Flemeth in this particular game necessarily.
No, but I think she is C in this game.
Okay, yeah, but I'm not opposed to that.
Let's do a fucking mental exercise. We
Okay.
never played Origins. We haven't played Inquisition. We've played all of the Veilguard. We have I
don't like this exercise at all. Get me out of here.
The only point is that the Veilguard is pointless and nothing matters, so it doesn't matter that we've played the Veilguard. Dragon Age 2 we're playing.
Okay.
We start the game, opening prologue. Great introduction with Varric and Cass. Then there is a Witch of the Wilds, a woman who people are calling the Witch of the Wilds. Wow, that's cool. Oh my god, so interesting. She turns into a dragon, and they're like, holy shit, there's a fucking dragon. Then you take her up the top of the mountain. She talks about the fact that her daughter killed her. And you're like, oh, interesting. And then she literally never turns up again.
Yeah, that's
pretty
true.
weak.
Yeah. If we're just going by the same.
I still think that she's... No, I think she's D in this game.
No. Ooh, no, I can't put her there.
That's fine. That's fine.
I can't put her there. I can put her in C. I can't put her in D. I cannot.
I just feel like if I completely separate my feelings of Flemeth as a character into I will say that I think that she sets up cool things for the world. That's like, wow, there's this fucking witch and there's big magic, and
it's
like
also part of the kind of setup of, is Varric telling the truth to Cassandra or not? Which is like,
sure.
How did she actually show up, and how? Yeah, and also we get as much as I think it's helpful to think about like how the characters are in this game, but you can't with this game put it in a vacuum, because then because the thing is that these games, Origins 2 and Inquisition, do not happen in a vacuum. They are a connected story. Mm-hmm. And Flemeth showing up, revealing in this that she possibly has like these little
like soul
containers, soul gems or whatever of herself in different locations, and then using the elves to unlock them and then baffing out of the way is fascinating. Like that's a fascinating kind of thing. I can't put her in D. I gotta
Oh,
I gotta have
no,
her in
no.
C.
C is fine. I'm
But I
happy for
do
C.
agree with you that she's not as strong in this as she is in Origins or Inquisition.
This
Our
guy is
uncle.
C to me.
Yeah,
I
don't
think
have.
there's a crazy case for him to be B, and a case that I love. He tells you exactly who Hawk is. He like sets up a bunch of the story in a way that I think is really fun. My problem with him is that he stops being relevant.
He does
Like,
kind of
I
quit.
really need him to keep turning up and keep being a character of import in some way, in a way that he doesn't, which would push him to B/A for me, just because of how integral this specific guy is to the story.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
No arguments from me there. Who the fuck is this? Gascard. I don't remember who Gascard is.
Gascard Depew.
Yeah.
He's the person who Emmerich suspects him of being the murderer, but he isn't. He's a blood mage, and he gets pinned for it. And it's just part of like his, like, you know, oh, I'm murdering all these sex workers. I bet you I can pin this on a blood mage. But tell you what, he's cool because he's upfront about the fact that he's a blood mage.
That's
In
true.
early Act 2, he says that he's a blood mage and is big about it.
That's true.
There's a big choice of, like, he upfront says that he's a blood mage and you are looking for a murderer and he says, hey, that's not me, and you just have to go off of his word. And that is a fucking big deal. Like,
That's
he
true.
does a thing that is so not present in a lot of these games. This is including Inquisition. Inquisition does a tiny, tiny bit of it. The Bellegarde is one of my biggest criticisms. He gives you the alternate, like, alternative, like, oh, maybe blood mages aren't all crazy psycho evil people. Maybe they're just people who have a specialization
so much
in
of
blood
2
magic.
is that, like, that thought that blood magic is evil is proven right a ton of the time, and then this guy is there,
and this guy is that. In a way that I think is really cool. Like the choice. I was thinking about, like, I turned the game off before recording. I was playing other missions and I was like, I just don't think I should have let that guy go. Like, I just kept thinking about it constantly because it was a big decision. Like,
I did.
This guy's a blood mage. It looks like he's a murderer, and I'm just like, I just don't know if this was the right choice. I don't know if I should have kept it, like, if I should have. And I think that's fucking great. Like, he's another reason. He's a big part of the thesis of Dragon Age 2. He's a big puzzle piece in a thing that I think these games should explore more. Is blood magic like a fully evil thing? And it's a thing that I think is crazy interesting. I really like him. I think he's a B.
I'm into that. I'm having it. Okay. All right. This is Hadriana, who oh god.
Tevinter Magister.
Yes. Who
he's Daenerys. This is a person who I didn't meet.
Yeah. So Hadriana's thing is that she like worked for Daenerys and was like, obviously Daenerys was evil. I think this was interesting, but a little undercooked maybe for me, but still really interesting, is that, like, this person who wasn't the person in net power necessarily, but who was, like, by proxy had access to hurt people, like, because she loved Daenerys so much, she would do anything to make him happy. She would inflict more pain than what was necessary on the people under his control. And I feel that was a little underbaked in its in its execution, but is definitely like a thing that is a thing we see in real life, like is like the the person who hurts others for the approval of the elite, and that is interesting. I still think that she's gonna be in C for sure.
That's fine
because she's undercooked to me, but she's interesting.
Yeah.
So now,
S.
Well, here's something interesting.
This is Hawk, right? Hawk is a character in this game. Unlike in Origins and Inquisition, where you can't put Hawk, when you can't put the pro tag in a tier list, you can put Hawk in, and Hawk is an S tier character. Hawk is the best protagonist in this franchise. No way you're gonna fight me on that. Think about it. This is not a character who you can like put a lot of like your own thoughts. You can't have a self-insert Hawk.
Well, you can. I mean, you can have like a.
You can play. You can select dialogue options that you like, and that is like it's more you leaning. But Hawk is a person. Is a full character.
And you still get to make decisions and affect the world as Hawk. And
yes, of course,
defines them.
Yeah, but it's still Hawk is still a character who has a story and things happening to them.
Yes, I agree with that.
The thing is, a big part of why I think they're the best pro tag in the franchise is in Inquisition, they are saying everything that your Hawk would say. Because it's so well defined, and they're such a fleshed out character. And yes, you make them, but then they're able to be snippy, and you're like, yeah, my Hawk would do that. And it's like it's just more exciting. Okay, God, I hate this. I know the Veil Guard fucking sucks. I know. When the Inquisitor turns up, that's not my Inquisitor. Like, it just doesn't...
That's
like, aside from Veilguard turning up... Aside from Veilguard being bad, when
no, that's not my
it just doesn't
that's
feel
a piece
like
of
them.
Paper. Yeah.
Exactly. And it just kind of
sucks.
sucks.
Hawk turned up, that was fucking Hawk.
And that was Hawk. Like, that's your... person. Because they're a character. They're like... It's the same. Varric turns up and that's Varric. Like, Hawk turns up and that's Hawk. Like, what a great... It's because they've given so much of the character in, like, the... You're from Lothering. You are a human. Like I do think that they want they want Hawk to have a canon vibe and experience, and the canon is mage. You can argue, but it is like it's probably siding with the mages against Meredith. Is Hawk and all and you know all this, but I just they're just S. They're just perfect. I just love them so much.
Yeah.
My favorite pro tag is Hawk by a million miles.
That's so interesting, and I'm so happy for you. I do love Hawk, though. I do love Hawk. I don't think they're the best, but I do love Hawk. And I do think that they're S tier.
There we go. I just need you to say that they're S tier.
Yeah.
I'll take everything else because I appreciate that most of that is personal opinion, but Hawk is just the fucking best. Yeah.
Hater. A crew of Isabella's ship. I may not. Oh no, I think I do meet him because they worked together. Because we meet him in Fool's Rush In, which I think I do.
And then Hayden's razor is his sword, which is a big item.
Yeah. But there's not. Unless there's more that I don't know because I didn't do complete her quest. I don't think there's much to him.
There's not.
There's not.
No.
I'm gonna pop him down here then.
Yeah, pop him in a D. He's pretty forgettable.
Okay. Before we do this next one, which this next one is Hubert.
Okay.
Oh, my computer's starting to act a little funky. Calm down.
Oh dear, don't love that.
Calm down.
Oh, Hubert. Yeah.
Okay. Before we do Hubert, I would like to refill my glass. Is that okay?
I'm going to do it too.
Okay.
Glad I didn't have to fight you on Hawk being S tier. I understand that you love the Inquisitor so much.
I do.
I'm just saying.
I do.
How are you doing? How are you feeling?
Great, actually.
Yeah.
I'm in
This
such
is
a
great.
happy place to be talking about a game that I like.
Do you know what's stupid? Yeah,
What?
That's literally it. No, 100%. I'm just so happy just being happy with you.
Yeah,
talking
I know.
about Dragon Age in a positive way.
I'm just enjoying it. It's so good.
Just loving Dragon Age is just more fun than playing the Veil Guard.
Yeah. And the two are opposed.
Yeah.
The two cannot coexist. All right, wait, you
I like this guy.
What was this guy's deal again?
So this guy owns the shop and the quarry bone pit.
Oh, the bone pit guy.
Yeah. I think he's cool because he's
cool.
He's cool. He's in Hightown. He's another. Not necessarily. He doesn't necessarily show you who your Hawk is. But I say not necessarily in a way that every single character in this game is built to have
is built
show
to do that.
Who Hawk
That's
is.
kind of
And
the bone pit is for sure a big who
huge
is Hawk.
You have the fucking High Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can go into business with the guy and or just take over because he's you're yeah, the bone pit's fucked, give me the business. And he's like, okay. And then you give people jobs. I think that's really cool. And then Varric takes it over, I think, eventually after you after he gets all this shit. He's a cool He's kind of what I think Bowden should have been. Bowden is more of a small time merchant, but this guy is the merchant of Dragon Age.
I think I would have loved a little evolution of Bowden, although if we're really thinking about it,
Sandal is the evolution of Bowden.
Sandal is the evolution, and also we meet Bowden and Sandal in Origins. They're with us the entire Blight, and 2 is basically right when we go to the final battle, Bowden, Fennec, and Sandal flee and go to Kirkwall. That's the timeline. They don't really have a lot. They're new to Kirkwall just like we are.
No,
so they don't
know. They're just in Kirkwall for a decade, ultimately. And then it's that. That's what I mean. It's I would have. And admittedly, they don't do merchant stuff. They are they're not even merchants. In Origins, they're people who are just scrapping to get
They're
by.
stealing shit from the deep roads, from corpses.
And then they go to Kirkwall, and to survive, they are hey, do you want us in your service? I can be a head servant if you want, as long as my son is able to hang
and my
out here
son
and
will
build
enchant
rooms.
all your shit.
And that's kind of what they are. They're not really merchants.
Yeah.
But it's this guy has a cool, interesting storyline about being a merchant.
Yeah,
which I
agree.
think is fun. And an evil man. He's not a good person, but he is. But he's still, he's someone who's memorable. So I would say I'm happy for a B. I'm happy for a C.
I'm happy for a B. Idunna is just a sex worker in the Blooming Rose.
Yeah. Is she the blood mage?
Is she the blood mage?
Yes, she is.
She is. Yeah. I don't think she's D, even though I give the overall treatment of sex workers in this game a D. I don't think there's much. I would give her maybe a C spot.
It's like a C minus. Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy is one of the.
Who is Illen?
Illen. Spell it.
Ilen.
Got it. He's the craftsman in Sundermount clan.
Okay. Oh,
He's
dead.
Yeah.
Rip.
Yeah. R.I.P. in pieces. He doesn't do much. He is one of the people that you... Oh, he's also in Origins. Wow, I didn't know that. Wow.
Well, so is
he's
Meryl.
also... Yeah, but he's actually in Origins.
Well,
and you
Meryl
know what I mean
is
by that.
too, and
but
and yes, her voice actor and character concept was reworked, but still, they do technically tie it back, in that she's had to leave before.
I would say this guy's a D. He doesn't do a lot.
He doesn't do much. No,
he doesn't do much.
Yeah. All right, Isabella. Now, obviously, I really do have to defer to you. I think she's cool, but I have literally never finished her story.
And you know what? That alone is S for me. That alone is S.
Yeah.
The fact that she is so she's so built that she has, like, you have to appease her. She's not
right, you
player sexual even remotely.
No,
she is a person that exists, and you've got to do the shit that she wants. You got to make her like you, or she will fucking leave for an entire act and not come back.
And not come back.
That's cool as fuck.
That is cool as fuck, actually. Yeah.
Again, there is a reason why, just like Fenris, why she is one of the most popular characters of the franchise, because she leaves such a fucking impression.
Yeah.
The fact that she can leave is crazy. She's so opinionated, and that's great. And it's one of the she's one of the big things as to why the companions in this game are just built so different,
because they're
just built different because they're people.
I agree. They're people. Yeah,
outstanding.
I agree.
Fuck, maybe I play DA2 again. Shit,
I know.
I fucking love this game.
Okay. Wait, Jethin.
Okay.
Is the this is actually the one sex worker that I do like.
This is the guy you like.
Frustrates me because I do hate this. It's a stereotype in fantasy, and I will talk about it. Is that if you write a good sex worker character, they will be a man. Even though the majority of sex workers are women and queer people, you write a good sex worker character that is like interesting and balanced and has an interesting characterization, it's gonna wind up being a man. So that does frustrate me, but I can't deny it. He's cool and he's interesting, and he is shown to have a good relationship to his clients, which is like a genuine like breath of fresh air, especially for this series at the time that it was written, especially considering Origins, where it's just like, hey, you want to fuck these guys? And that was the experience of the sex workers, was just like, which ones do you want to fuck? And then you just picked them out of a lineup, and then all it had was like a possible like companion of approval or disapproval. So I'm going to put him in C.
Sure thing. He's also voiced by Mark Meer, who is Commander Shepard.
I know Mark Meer. I played a game of D&D with that guy once.
Crazy. That's Commander Shepard.
That's Commander Shepard, who is someone that will mean something to me someday.
Yeah, the lead character of the Mass Effect franchise.
He's a funky little dude.
I'm sure.
All right, this is Mom. Correct?
Mom is great.
Mom is
a strong A, I'd say.
Mom is great. I want to say more about why Mom is great. I think Mom is great because she sucks so bad. Like,
she doesn't,
not in a way that, not in like, obviously she doesn't suck as much as your uncle does or anything like that. But she is like, right from the jump, like she's putting so much pressure on Hawk and is so imperfect towards her children, and that is like, it's the opposite of like the like perfectly supportive, like wonderful mother figure or whatever. Like she's really not that great.
Yeah.
You know, like, and like, yes, she was screwed over by her brother. But like she's also flawed. She also like that. I just think she's great. I think she's good.
I think she's brilliant.
Yeah, I think. Do you think she's worth an A?
I think she's easy A.
Easy
yeah.
A. Good.
Call her Emma Stone.
All right. All right, I will. All right, what do we think about Lily?
I want to push back on her being a bad person. I don't
think she's a bad person. I just think she kind of sucks a little. Like that. That's
yeah. All right,
that's like
fine.
It in the
but
way
so
that
does
a parent
everyone
does.
in Dragon Age 2. That's the joy of Dragon Age 2 is that everyone
but
sucks.
I just think it's like in the way that like, you know, in a way that a mother should suck. You know, like she just is unfair and and flawed and has a life full of mistakes that I can feel, and like also is hurt very badly and is sucking it up because like she then like moves into this like shack with her brother who gave away her whole inheritance.
Everything. Yeah. And then she gets mutilated. Her face
gets used in a blood magic ritual and you have to fight her. It's awful.
It's fucking so tough.
That's the first ever time I cried on stream in I'm going to say 2017 or something.
Wow. Was that the first time you played DA2?
No.
No, right? Yeah.
No. But like this game will still affect me in that way.
Oh my god. Hey, this is a bit because I'm just on the wiki.
Yeah.
So, if Leandra is deceased during the events of Legacy, her ghost appears to Hawke at the end of the DLC, and she converses with her child about her husband Malcolm. Varric, in his role as the narrator, admits this conversation didn't actually happen, but he feels that Hawke deserves the closure. Oh my god, Varric is the greatest person to ever fucking exist. How beautiful is that?
Do you want to know something?
What?
You are my Varric. You are my best friend in the world to the degree that Varric is Hawke's best friend. You would, because you would do something like that. You would.
Of course I would.
You would. You absolutely would.
Yeah.
Oh God. Fuck. Varric's the best friend ever.
Hey, do you want to skip a couple of paces? Just knock it out. Just put Varric in S. And
oh, let's put Varric in S. Best guy in the world. We gotta talk about it though. We gotta talk about it because Varric is fulfilling two simultaneous roles in this game. Because he's part of these cutscenes with Cassandra, where he is setting up this like meta narrative where we are like, okay, we know that whatever is happening in this game, at the end of it, we don't know where Hawke is. The cops want her or him, and Varric is still here and is telling your story back to you. Like, so we know this meta narrative. We already know from the jump that Varric stays and Varric will be there. But then we also get this like this companion quest with him where he is so like with the friendship building that happens in 2, you've got yes, every character may not have a reason to be fighting with you. Aveline, for sure, least of all of them, has any reason to be doing anything with you, but she owes you her life. And you are the only person, you are the person that she escaped the blight with. You are trauma bonded and she owes you everything. And so you are the only person that Aveline will break the law for. That is fucking huge. All of these characters will kind of sacrifice a little bit of themselves to be by your side because you are Hawk. Varric is your friend. Varric is there for you and wants to make sure you're okay.
Yeah.
And that is my best friend in the world. That's my fucking
in the world.
Yeah, that's my buddy.
It's so
it's
so crazy that they went, because again, we've discussed this, but how Varric is evil dwarf man from Origins, who we hate because of
Oh my god, it's like the trauma erased him from our brains. That's incredible. Oghren,
that's it.
Oghren.
They went from Oghren, who they wanted to be like the quirky best friend character, and we've discussed how we're pretty sure that's who Varric is replacing directly. And the whiplash from the worst character in the franchise to a character who I would say is Dragon Age, more than any other character is Varric.
I know, he's the heart. He's the heart of everything.
We've called Varric. It might not have been on the show. I think it was personal, but we called him Mr. Dragon Age.
We called the voice actor Mr. Dragon Age because he just fucking can't miss. He knows how to deliver Varric no matter what. It doesn't even matter if the dialogue shit he's delivering Varric Tethras in. He's gonna overcome the bad writing. That man is so fucking determined. He will do anything, and he will do it right. And he will do it so right that he will be beyond the mistakes of the franchise.
Beyond, yeah.
That's Mr. Dragon Age.
Just the best. Like I don't know, man. It's a thing where I get emotional talking about Varric because he's just the best guy. He's so interesting. He has Bianca, which is not explained the whole game, of just like he has this one crossbow that you're not allowed to switch out, and it's like, no, this is Bianca, this is my crossbow, and it's like
he says in 2 that she has a story behind her, and he never tells you. We find out in Inquisition, and we find out only because Bianca was named after, has pertinent information to the Inquisition. Varric would not have told us otherwise. He was not planning to.
Here's the thing, though. Here's what's so good about DA2. None of it happened. It's just Varric telling the story of this group of people, and I bet you in real version of the Battle of Kirkwall,
knows everything.
Hawk knows. Yeah. Varric told him absolutely, because they're the best friends in the whole world. Varric's like ambient dialogue is great.
Exactly. He gets to self-edit.
Exactly. He just doesn't tell the part of the story when he told Hawk what's happening after Hawk killed Bartrand, his brother.
Yeah.
After Hawk did that, Varric, they went drinking and at the Hangman, and they emotionally talked, and then Varric told him where Bianca is from, and it's like, you just know that happened. Varric in so many scenes.
Oh my god, Varric has being like, and I can't fucking tell Bianca because she's fucking married, and you're like, who the fuck's Bianca, babe?
Who's like, Bianca?
And that's like, it's like where we're at. Oh my god.
There's so many scenes where you'll walk in and it's Varric and someone else. And we talked about this, where it's like, Varric is Hawk is the reason everyone stays. Varric is the reason everyone's there, because he gathers people. And he also, when Hawk is off doing big Hawk stuff, Varric invites people to the Hanged Man, invites Anders and Fenris out for cards. What you said.
Hawk is the reason everyone's there. Varric is the reason that everyone stays, because Hawk is everyone has a loyalty to Hawk, but why they keep putting up with each other, why they keep showing up every day. Varric.
And it's like, again, Varric talks about how in Legacy, this is one of my favorite bits, and this is just random ambient dialogue, but it's about how Again, Fenris and Anders were playing cards with Varric, and it's like, Varric invited them out, and it's like, I need to fucking make this group dynamic a little better. These are my best friends, and they all suck and hate each other. I have to make sure some of them are nice.
I
He's
fucking
just the
love
best.
these guys. Hate them though. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's just the best. I love him so deeply.
Him so much. Oh my
Yeah.
god. Liliana. In DA2, because Liliana is one of my favorite characters overall.
Here's the problem: she's not good at DA2.
She's not very good in DA2.
She does very little.
It's very little. It's very like unfortunate cameo esque. It's not very much.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like. I would solidly put it in a C position.
It's a C.
She gives me a little bit of like what she's been up to and like Chantry lore and like and with the divine and stuff.
She's only. You didn't finish Sebastian Vale's story?
No,
because she's in his story.
Not
yeah,
this
she's
time,
in his story.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's in his.
Mm-hmm.
Gives a little information. She has a cool reveal at the end where it's like her and Cassandra are the ones that are working together.
Mm-hmm.
She's not a D. She's not good in this, but it's not that she's not good. She's just not. She is there to be a Flemeth.
It's a
Hey, do you
cameo.
remember this character from Origins?
Yeah.
Which is fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
When it's okay, before anyone gets on us, it's fine when it's done well and interestingly, and they have a point of being there, which Liliana does, which Flemeth does. This is not a Veilguard thing where they put people in randomly
through. Like,
and
we're talking about how much impact they have in this game solo. In this game solo, Flemeth and Liliana don't do much. However, when you carry through the thread of Origins to Inquisition, this is their character arc. They are. This is a clearly defined, brilliant character arc.
The thing is that they are still their characters.
They're still their characters
being there, and it's like Liliana's not interfering in Kirkwall because why would she? Flemeth isn't interfering in Kirkwall because why the fuck would she?
Why would she?
The problem is that when people are arriving in the Veilguard, it's to show them off as, oh, look at these people. Why the fuck is Isabella in Ravane with all these people? Why the fuck is Morrigan there? Like, they are not there to continue to be the character. They're there to point and say, look, we put them in it. I needed to say why this is acceptable and the Veilguard isn't. Yeah.
This is the keeper.
This is the leader of
Meryl's clan. And I actually do think she's quite interesting.
I think she's good.
Yeah, I think that her conflict with Meryl is very interesting because right off the bat we sense it. She is like, she's pawning Meryl off on us, but as she's doing it, she's like begging Meryl to rethink her options, but she doesn't tell us right away why. She's not giving us everything. She's just kind of like, there's this tension between them. And it's very interesting. I want to put her solidly in C. B, I mean.
I agree.
B.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think because she is interesting, and she doesn't do a huge amount, but which I think personally is what I think is really great about her, is that in terms of our current B category, which is people that have interesting things with Hawke, she is the instigator to you slaughtering an entire Dalish clan.
Yeah.
And that is a big Hawke choice.
That
is a thing which, as I was doing it, I was like, I don't want this. I have to do it because she has instigated this fight. And I think it's really great. And does she Doesn't she die?
She dies if you kill the
doesn't she
clan.
die because of the pride demon? Or the demon?
Oh, yes.
That's why she does all this.
That's why she,
Because she...
Yeah.
Shit, does she hide the Illuvienne? Or the ending section, the final piece of the
final
Illuvienne?
piece, yeah. Because she's like, please don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's trying to stop Meryl. Oh, God.
Whether or not Meryl is allowed to fix the Illuvienne, she will seek Audacity, the Pride Demon who first helped to finish the job. Yeah, she tries to fix the Illuvienne. Oh no, meanwhile, she takes the demon within herself, claiming that if Meryl had completed the Illuvienne, then the demon would have used to escape his prison. Yeah, that's a B character. That's a B. That's sick. I remember that kind of reveal of the fact that she has the Pride Demon in her. That's cool. Yeah. Okay. Who's this guy?
Mirren. Mirren is like, he's in the mercenary band, the Red Iron. We see them like a couple of times. Well, you can see them a couple of times. You see them in the prologue for sure.
Spell Mirren for me.
Meeran.
That's it.
I genuinely, I don't.
Oh, because this is my guy.
Because you went
with the smuggler, and I went with the mercenary.
Oh, this is the smuggler guy. Okay, so we said that he would be. That's right. He
forgot. He has to join.
To be on the same. So, yeah. Of course, obviously.
Yeah.
Good. I couldn't. All right. So now we're at Knight Commander Meredith.
Now,
big player. Big player.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Okay, tell me the thing.
I fucking love Knight Commander Meredith.
Really?
I think she's awesome.
Tell me more about it.
Fucking good. She's just fucking cool. Like, she's just the fucking worst.
She's worse. She sucks so bad.
She's the worst. She sucks before, but she has a great off-screen corruption that you see from the first guy that we put on this board at A, when he is like, here's the tranquil solution, and she says, no, that's crazy, I'm not doing that. To then, at the beginning of Act 3, when she's like, oh, just kill them all. Kill the mages, because mages are evil and bad all the time. And it's like, what the fuck happened to this woman in the past few years? And then you find out that she had the lyrium idol, and then she gives you a anime ass huge fucking sword that she's wielding in one arm, awakening statues in the middle of Kirkwall. She's fucking sick. I love Commander Meredith.
She's pretty sick,
and she gives you a lot of shit. You have the chance to lie to her about capturing blood mages, and she immediately, oh no, it was Fenris that called me out. That's right. She has an interesting relationship with Fenris, where after the Chantry's blown up, Fenris joins her as she's like, well, all the mages need to die, right, Fenris? And he's like, yep.
Yeah,
and then
I agree.
Joins her. It's great. She is the antagonist of the game. She's the villain.
I agree.
And it's
so hard.
So fucking cool. I genuinely love Knight Commander Meredith so much. I've mentioned her a few times in the show of just like, I just think she's just really cool, and I really wish I knew more about her. But I just think she's awesome. I think she's so memorable. As a character.
Yeah, she's great. My Meryl. So I think I remember you saying that you are kind of meh on Meryl. And if I'm remembering your opinion right from when we were playing.
I'm meh on Meryl, but Meryl's an easy A for me.
Meryl to me is an undeniable S tier character.
I'm so grand for that.
She is like what we have in Solus, for instance, in Inquisition.
Mm-hmm.
Solus is Meryl, like, it is speaking to Meryl's character, but like is Solus can't tell us everything that he's thinking because he's trying not to let us know that he's literally one of the Evaneris and he's going to tear down the veil eventually when he regains full power.
Is he?
Who knows what he'll do. Meryl though is like the embodiment of this that we didn't really get in Origins too much. She really sets up for Inquisition to be a main plot point of the story. She's the second to her keeper, which means she's supposed to be the person that when her keeper dies, she's going to be the one that's responsible for keeping the lore of the elves alive. And she's found an ancient artifact of the elves. It is something that is inherently theirs and full of their magic and could be the source of unlocking their secrets. And for some reason, no one wants her to figure out what it does and what it means. And so the meaning of being a keeper of this clan, the keeper of knowledge, that's what it is. If you're a mage in an elvish clan, your whole thing is that you're supposed to be the keeper of the ancient knowledge. She's got a piece of it. And they keep telling her she shouldn't unlock it, but no one will tell her why. And she's taking her fucking heritage and her job seriously, and she wants to know. And yeah, it fucking all falls apart. It goes badly, but that's what the job's supposed to be. That's what the passion of being the person to keep the elven lore alive. And that's the problem with the fact that the lore is lost. And no one will fucking tell you the truth. And like, you just have to unlock it on your own. And that speaks truthfully to the experience of a lot of diaspora, I think, which is, I will say, is not a thing this game always gets right. I know they try to, and they fail a lot. But with Meryl, I think they really do nail the aspect of like, I am supposed to keep this heritage alive. Yeah, that was wrong and that went disastrous. Why the fuck didn't anyone tell me like what it was or why or like why is that history lost in the first place? Why am I supposed to unlock it on my own? And like that's my literal job. And I just think that she genuinely loves being an elf so much, and I always imagine and again I won't get too mad about the Velguard, but I do always imagine that if Meryl has not romanced Hawk, I do assume that she's one of the elves that disappears and at the end of Inquisition, and she's for sure one of the elves that disappears. And I
mean, Meryl is great because she is another like point on the blood magic question that DA2 is asking constantly because she's a blood mage and very openly a blood mage. And I love it. I think it's great. And saying that she would, God, I'm going to be honest, I don't even know. I think if she romances Hawk and Hawk is, I don't even know. I think she'd go.
If Hawk is still alive, I think she might not. If Hawk is in the Fade or dead, she goes. She goes 100%.
I'm going to tell you this right now. If you want to do a Marvel reveal that I'll lose my fucking mind at, it's fucking Meryl being in the Velguard. That would be insane. They'll never do it because they don't know how to do stuff interestingly. But if they're like, oh, she's one of the leaders trying to get Solus out of the Fade, that'd be sick as fuck.
Let's go back in time and rewrite.
She should have joined the Veil Jumpers instead of Morrigan. That would have been a cool reveal. Meryl turning up.
God, that would have been great. God.
Yeah.
Nathaniel.
Okay, now here's the thing.
Here it is.
Nathaniel's in it for one quest.
Yep. True.
he is only there because he's in Awakening.
Yeah.
My own personal thoughts about Nathaniel has to go aside. I do think he's a C because he matches the Liliana, he matches the Flemeth. I fucking love Nathaniel.
Yeah.
I love Nathaniel.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he is just it's Nathaniel, look.
Yeah,
There's a really cute bit
you.
where he's there, and if you bring Anders along, Anders is like, oh shit, what's up? And he's like, oh my god, hey. That's very fun. I think that's the cutest little bit between them.
Yeah.
But ultimately, he's in one quest and just kind of turns up because he's there.
I agree with you. Orsino. I am dying to know what you think about where Orsino goes.
Orsino, regardless of what happens, he's lower than Meredith.
Ooh. Oh, okay. So you do. Okay. All right.
Listen.
All right.
Listen.
All right.
The best thing that happens about Orsino is in Inquisition when you're like, so what the fuck happened? He was a blood mage. Brack's like, I don't fucking know, dude.
I don't fucking know. It didn't make sense.
That is the funniest bit. The reason why he's lower than Meredith, everything about Meredith makes sense. Everything. From
Orsino's
the first note to the end. Orsino's last bit doesn't make sense.
Orsino's last, that's the thing. Orsino's last bit is bad. And I maintain that it is just a bad writing choice. It was
it's a mechanic. We needed a mechanical fight. So
we needed a mechanical fight. We needed it to be a big fight at the end. That's what I think happened there. I don't have another explanation for it because I think that up until that, Orsino does make sense.
Right.
But because of that, that really does throw his character
the thing is, it does. He is to me, he's an exceedingly high B. I will accept an A. If you said he's an A, I'll accept an A.
I do. I agree with you. I just, the thing that is upsetting to me is that he is so close to being an A
until the final moment
is so it's such a character departure. And because it's the finale, I think that sucks enough of it away to put him in the B category.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you on that. All right. Patrice. Right. Patrice sucks. Patrice is the one that is it has the she has the mage, the Canary mage, oh my god.
Oh my god, yes. And she tricks you into thinking that you're saving him.
Yes.
Not only that, she tricks you into finding her because she gets into a fake fight in the streets of Kirkwall.
Yes.
You find her and she's like, oh my god, thank god.
Oh my god.
All these guys are looking for this thing. You gotta take them to here and blah blah blah.
Oh fuck
She's
her.
Fucking great,
fuck
dude.
Patrice.
She's great.
I know.
I actually I'm so sorry. Can you spell Patrice for me?
Petrice.
P-E. It's the E. I was spelling Patrice.
Yeah. She is.
Oh my god, because she initiates the Quinari rebellion.
Yep.
And she runs away to the Chantry, and this is why I like the Grand Cleric, because a fucking Quinari comes in. The Grand Cleric sees the Quinari pull a bow on Patrice, and then just turns around and walks away as the Quinari kills her. Yeah, and then is like, "Oh, we deal with our own, and this is our business," and then walks away. And it's so good. Oh my god, I loved Patrice in this game.
Yeah,
she sucks and is
she sucks.
I actually am so excited about her that you might need to pull me down from an A because I think she's the fucking best.
No, I can put her in an A. Actually, I just
think she's cool, man.
Yeah, she's cool, and also that's a big part of Quinari Mage lore comes out of that.
And she's not even in it. She's not even in it that much. She's just so interesting whenever she turns up.
She's so interesting, and she is integral.
Yeah.
Um,
Man, she's cool. God, yeah, I like Patrice.
Quentin is probably you're gonna have more opinions, I think, on Quentin.
Starkey was such a magi. He's a blood mage. Oh, this is the guy who killed your mum.
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked him. I think it's great. He does a very important thing for the story of you and your mother.
He's not much, though. I don't
He's
think.
not much. No. But, I mean, he's still... Do you know what's crazy?
What?
Yeah, because this is the murderer, right?
Yeah.
Claims to be the murderer of innocence. Yeah, this is the actual guy. Okay, I thought so.
Yeah, he's good. He's done so much murder. He
No,
killed a bunch.
No. What I mean, like, this is the guy who you're sent after originally to be like, oh, there's someone killing sex workers, and it's him doing it, right?
No,
it is
the sex worker killer guy is the serial killer that we put in D. This is the guy.
Because what's so fun is that this guy you find in the same quest. Because you find him.
Oh, am I wrong? Maybe I'm wrong.
No, because I think you're right, and it's just weird. It's a weird quest. This guy, 3 years later, Hawk is led to investigate a nobleman named Gastard Dupont, and in his mansion, he encounters Gastard. Mm-hmm. Then he returns home, finds that his mother is missing. Yeah. So this guy is a fucking. Oh, but Emmerich.
Because Emmerich is the
guy searching for the serial killer. Quentin is the serial killer.
Oh.
I think. Yeah, yes. I thought so. I thought that was weird. When we were talking about it, I was like, I don't fucking remember this guy being the serial killer, but I know that this guy is the investigator.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Quentin is the serial killer, and then he captures your mother and kills her.
Oh, right. Okay. Oof. Yeah. Okay. All right. That is...
Yeah. Emmerich is just a bad detective, so he's fine to be in D. He still sucks. There's no change for him.
No, I still think that whole storyline sucks, so I am happy with him there too.
I think that Quentin is an interesting character. He doesn't do much. I mean, he's C at best. Like I'm even happy for him to be in D, but I think that he does enough.
I'm happy with him.
He's the coin flip. He's also a blood mage, but he's a blood mage being evil. And he is the reason Hawk has their giant Act 2 moment of your mum is dead. Now you've lost everything. What are you going to do now?
Yeah. But him, like...
And he went mad because his wife was murdered, I think. Or his wife just died.
Actually,
and he goes mad.
Fuck him. I hate that character. I'm moving him to D. That, oh God, you actually put the nail in the coffin by reminding him of his motivation. Oh my God, your mom died, so you have to kill all the women you know? Real original
his
writers.
Wife died, not his mum.
Oh, sorry. Your wife. I'm sorry. No, your wife died, so you have to kill every woman. Yeah.
Fuck and off. Then he built a fucking weird Frankenstein of women to look exactly like his old wife.
Yeah.
Come on. That's pretty freaky. That's cool. That's freaky. A C.
It's freaky and it's freaky and it's trauma for Hawk, and in that way it's good. But as like a character, that is like, give me a break. Like get creative.
I like the fact that he's the flip of the blood mage question, and he's the big like. I
think that he's not the flip of the blood mage question. I think he is the like, you're supposed to hate blood magic. Like, I think it's like a blood magic is is bad, and we want you
Yeah,
to
but we
walk away with
don't
that
have a
opinion.
lot of personal characters that we meet who are like blood mages that are actively bad. We have Meryl, and then we have Gaspard, who's a blood mage. Like, we have a lot of blood mages who are good, and he is the flip of that. He is a blood mage who is like, he is who everyone thinks a blood mage is.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, he's D, whatever. I think he's C, but I'll accept your D comment. I've actually, the more I'm talking about it, the more I think he should be raised up.
Yeah.
So he can stand on mountains, but I'll allow you to have your D pull because I'm going to do an S cell in 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need as much good leverage as I can get.
Samson in this game is interesting. I feel a little bit like of a pull about Samson because I know that, like, knowing that he has a carry through, that makes sense, and that like is important. But the radicalized Templar, I do think, is an interesting story. In this game in particular, there's not much to him, so
I think
that
he's cool that he's the flip of Cullen.
He is the flip of Cullen, absolutely. Yeah.
I think that's cool. I think the thing is, though, I'm going to say this is a negative. I didn't realize he was in this game until literally just now. I didn't realize that he was in DA2 as a character.
We talked about it when we talked about him in.
I know.
Oh, but you hadn't seen. Yeah, yeah. It was different.
But I just didn't remember. I just didn't find him very memorable. But I think that I still think that he's really cool. Like,
he is cool.
That's a really cool character, and I can respect a C pull.
I'm fine with that. Yeah, absolutely. Now
you're gonna have a lot of thoughts on this.
Now Sandal, my problematic king. You are a devastating relic of the past, and that's why we can never see you again. And I'll always regret that we can never see you again, because truthfully you should never have been written that way. But as sad as I am that we can never see you again, I am happy that your legacy carries forward into Inquisition, and you are out there somewhere affecting the world. And the lore drop that Sandal has magic that is stronger than anything that we prior saw in the game series, period. That is, I know that they can never bring you back, but I know that is the basis for which all of the stone magic, all of the like veil magic, like all of that stuff, they are drawing on that to tell that story. And that is because of you, my dear. Sandal is fascinating, and that scene in the Deep Roads is
really
truly
cool.
One of the biggest moments of the franchise to me. There's not much else that happens there. We do learn like a little bit more about the fact that Bodan, like the circumstance with which he found Sandal is described a little more. But I gotta put him in B, even though he doesn't do much because of the bigness of those reveals.
Mm-hmm.
Are you comfortable with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm just looking at his trivia and other things. It's fun that when talked to in Hawk's estate, Sandal can sometimes mention a scary old lady telling him bad things, which is clearly mythol, which is pretty fun. There's the prophecy. He wrote, David Gator says he wrote that line very late in development, based it on future plans for the franchise, which is obviously Solus, that whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just fun. It's just interesting character. It is a shame that we'll just never kind of find out what happened to the lad, but hey ho.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Who's this?
This is Seamus, the son of the Viscount, which we
he's joining.
Yeah.
He's joining the Cune, right?
He's joining the Cune. He disappears. We have like a whole quest to like kind of find him because he doesn't feel like he has an identity of his own. He's like he resents that he's supposed to just become his father's predecessor. And Ashad, the Canary that he meets, like bonded with him and kind of like tells him there's another way.
I think he's great because he is a catalyst for the events of DA2.
I think he's
the reason there's a war that happens.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
He for sure is. Interestingly enough, there's a character that's not in here that I think that Seamus does a better job at doing, which is like sympathizing the why would anybody join the Kunari. I'm gonna put him in A, I think.
I think he's great.
Am I maybe B?
I think that's too high. Yeah,
maybe B.
B is grand. I'm into B.
All right, now you talk. Tell me or go on.
Dragon Age 2 is a near perfect game. In terms of the story, it is a near perfect story. However, in the base game, there is something so heavily missing, a perspective that is so incredibly integral to the plot, the politics, the feeling of Dragon Age 2. And it is someone who is so incredibly invested in the Chantry. Then they did the Exalted Prince. They put in Sebastian Vale, a character who is still mentioned in the dogshit game, The Veilguard.
And in Inquisition.
And that's why I said still, because he's still mentioned.
Yeah.
There is truly no way Sebastian Vale is anything but an S in this game. He is the one character that Varric doesn't like. Like, his politics are so upfront, and he feels such an integral role in the group dynamic of DA2. We talk about the fact that the Veilguard doesn't have any grit. He is entirely grit. Like, he just puts in spanners to every single character to have something to rally against, but he is still so important that he is with Hawk. He is a great fucking character. His flip-flopping throughout the whole story of, oh, do I join the Chantry or do I go back and be a Prince of Starkhaven? To the point where the Grand Cleric is like, I'm going to make the decision for you. You're not going to join the Chantry because you can't make a fucking decision. Go back to being Prince of Starkhaven. The fact that if you let Anders live, he leaves and starts a war immediately, which is a war that Varric talks about, is crazy. He's so fucking important as a character who is a companion and an antagonist. Like, he is a villain in your party, and he is a perfect fucking character in DA2. Like, he's truly outstanding. He's in 2 as a companion. He's mentioned in Inquisition a lot in Inquisition, to be fair, and he's mentioned briefly in the Veilguard. What I wouldn't give to have him turn up. Like, I think he's so good. So good as a character. Thank you for coming to my TED talk of why Sebastian Vale is an easy S tier character in this game. And the thing is, people will argue and say, oh, but I fucking hate him. And I'll say, yeah, you do. You hate him because he doesn't like your friends, because he wears his own personal politics so strongly that he's getting a reaction out of you, not out of like, I hate the character, and not out of like, I hate the writing, or you hate the performance because he's performed really well, but you hate him as a person. That's why he's S tier, because you hate him. I love him. I think he's a fucking great character. Anyway, who are we going on to next?
All right. And up next into How to Kill a Mustache, Stroud, the person voted most likely to die in the fade if you didn't if you didn't appoint Alistair to be a Grey Warden. And it is,
oh my god, is
Stroud.
This guy?
That's Stroud. So Stroud
That's
is
great.
if you didn't make Alistair or Logain a Grey Warden, then the default person who shows up to be the voice of the Grey Wardens is Stroud, who we meet once in 2, and he's fine, but he's not anything. He's genuinely just a guy that's there. And so he shows up as the default
that's cool
warden. So if you don't choose anything for your specific world state in Inquisition, you wind up with a Hawk versus Stroud who's gonna die in the fade. And obviously anyone presented with a Hawk versus Stroud chooses to put Stroud in the fade. It's when you get the more complicated choices that everybody falters. But I think it's very funny. It's like, oh, did I accidentally pick the default world state? Yeah, I can't wait to kill Stroud in the fade because there's no fucking chance. Yeah, he's he's just kind of nothing.
I would not put him as D, but I appreciate it. I'm reading stuff about him. From everything that you said, he seems more interesting than, like, yeah, he's the default world state guy, but it's like he's the default world state guy. Like in this, it's I'm just reading. I don't know. I'm just reading stuff that I think is just interesting about him. But I appreciate D. I don't know.
He's got some interesting stuff about him. I don't know if it comes across well.
Sure. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Go on then. Who's this? Who's next?
This is. Oh gosh, how to pronounce her name is a little bit. It's Taron, I think. She's the Maleficar, the blood mage, that hates Meredith and plans to bring her down from the inside.
Sure.
She only really exists in one kind of quest line. But she is still pretty strong. I think it is like the kind of the turning point in that, like, Meredith has made enemy of mages, and has harmed them enough that we now have like active resistance against her. I don't know if this is a particularly strong character though.
Sure. I actually truly can't remember a single thing about her.
Yeah, I think she's tied to a very important story, which makes me want to put her in like the C area.
Okay.
Like she's tied to a very important story. Her herself is not vibrant, really.
Now, here's the only SS plus character.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Felicia Day.
Shut the fuck up. You're fucking kidding me if you think I'm putting Tabris anywhere near an S tier. I'm so sorry.
No. This is the most We're gonna say it on 3. It's gonna be hard because of lag. We're gonna count. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and then we're gonna say what tier we think she should be in. Now, you tell you what. I don't want to hear a number. By that I mean a tier. just give me your pitch for how you feel about the character.
How I feel
and
about
I'm going to give mine.
Okay.
And then we're going to talk about it.
How I feel about Tabris is that she is fun, and her side quest is fun and adventurous. It does not add to Hawk's story. It is skippable in a way that doesn't like you can skip Sebastian Vale, but if you don't, you get more about Hawk and the world if you don't skip Sebastian Vale. You can skip Tabris.
You can skip Tabris.
Tabris, and you will still know who Hawk is, and there you will not need that. It's a fun adventure. It is not an important one, and it is not one that helps to further define the world or your character. That's what I'm saying.
I actually disagree on. I disagree with an amount of this. I'm gonna be a little contradictory and say that although I agree with you that I think Felicia Day's Big Day Out can be skipped, I do think that she is important, and I do think that she does give Hawk some character in the fact that she gives Hawk levity in a way that they can't find in the Kirkwall storyline. She does fun bits with Hawk where it's like you kind of see more of Hawk's humor and having like a laugh and being kind of goofy. She has a fun thing where she kind of has a twist about being like part of the Cune that I think is pretty cool. I actually liked that. I thought that was what a fun twist. I can't remember much about the show, but I know that it's not much. Like it's like a one-note character, and that I will not disagree on. But I do think that she
is still in canon, and it's still like with.
I know it's in canon, but it's just like it doesn't like her character is still very paper.
To Felicia Day's Big Day Out as well.
Yeah,
it ties that.
But I do think that she brings a side of Hawk out that you don't see. Now, that is because the DLC is a comedy-based DLC, and it's not great. But it's fun enough. You know, it's like she does egg Hawk on to be a little more lighthearted in these like less heinously stressful times in a way that I think is cute and fun. And there are some fun Hawk moments. Now, does that up her tier? I don't know, because that's just kind of it's like it's all Hawk stuff rather than her being like her character doesn't change Hawk in any way. Her character just kind of makes Hawk have more fun. Now we need to say what tier we think she is on 3.
Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
C.
B. Okay, I'll take a C. I'll take a C. I do think that she has a little, but I do also appreciate that it's a bad DLC.
She has a little. Does she have more than Flemeth?
I don't think that's a fair comparison.
I'm just saying in the scope of like where we're gonna. Do you think she affects the story more than like on the level of Bartrand? Like on the same level of Bartrand, or like the
No.
Yeah.
No, she doesn't affect the story, but no, that's why I'm not fighting it too much. But I do think that I think that it's like there is a little bit of harshness coming to Felicia Day on her Big Day Out, which I appreciate because I don't think it's just because I don't think it's good.
I know we can be hard on her, and it is unfair, and I am sorry, Felicia. It's not your fault.
We gotta make amends because when Matthew Mercer listens and comes on the podcast,
when Matthew Mercer comes on the podcast.
Friend.
Yeah. No, that's gonna be a tough day to look him in the eye and be like, "I'm so sorry."
I'm so sorry we made fun of Felicia Day, and we also hate the game that you're in.
And that we also hate, but we love love you playing little guys, and also
Love him
like
playing
just
little guys.
anyone in Tevinter. I do love that. Every NPC in Minrathous
is this your man?
This is Sir Thrask. I don't know what you mean by my man. This is Sir Thrask.
I thought this was
this guy like he's like he's an interesting character. He's not great written, I don't think, but he is a very, very important character in this game in particular, because he is one of the only Templars that we ever meet who is really sympathetic to the mage's causes. Like right off the bat, he doesn't like Meredith. He takes a stand against her. He loves hookers. Crazy into hookers. His daughter was a mage, and he sent her away to be hidden, despite being a Templar himself. He is, I feel like
that's good. That's cool.
like my thing with Thrask is that he's a great character that I wish was maybe executed a little bit more in how memorable he is, as like, or like how well it's done in like a showing not telling kind of way. Like I wish we had more of him throughout the story, but his character overall is really important to like the thesis of the game and the plot overall. And like we see so few Templars who are explicitly in favor of the majors. So I think Sir Thrask is I want to put him in B. I think he could be written a little bit better, executed a little bit better.
Oh, I feel like he's a C. I don't think he's a B. I think he's a C. I think he is really cool. He has a lot of like interesting shit that happens. I don't think he affects. I don't know how interesting he is in the conversation. Oh, no, he is good in the conversation of Dragon Age 2, I guess.
Yeah.
But you understand my hesitancy to put him in B?
I do, but I
Go on then. Go on, put him in B. Put him in B.
He's gotta be B.
All right.
He affects so much of the story. He has to be. I do think that he should be. He could have been written better, and he could have been like executed better, but he
could have been an A.
He should. That's the thing. If he should be an A, if it was executed better because of how much importance he has to the story. All right. Wesley is that's Aveline's husband at the beginning of the game. Him. Wesley's little damsel in distress. And I like, obviously
he's in it for like a scene or whatever.
Much. He is still important, but I feel like he has to be in the C category.
He's easy in the C. This is good. I thought I had to have fought you from a D. I really like him as C.
No. He's you know, he's a vehicle for Aveline's character. He himself is not much of anything.
He also does an interesting thing, which is, I mean, we both had Bethany, but as soon as you kind of turn up, he pulls a fucking sword on.
He's against mages.
And it's like, oh my god, mages.
Bat.
And that's really cool. That was like, it's like, considering that's the first people you meet and you're running away from Darkspawn.
And you're like, hey, we're all in this together, and you're still trying to pretend like you have any fucking...
It's cool. I do like him.
Zevran is tough for me. This is a tough last one, because this is Zevran in 2 specifically, and I love Zevran. Zevran in 2 is sort of
now. Yeah, like, I have an unfortunate pitch.
All right, what do you think?
I know that this is difficult coming from me specifically, because I don't really like Zevran that much, but he does have some a very cute bit with Isabel. If you bring Isabel with you, Isabella, which I like a lot. It's fun to see him. It's kind of an automatic C because he's just like, oh my god, it's my guy from Origins. However, he does so little that I not only think that he might be a D, but if Zevran is in D, Nathaniel has to be in D as well. Because the only reason Nathaniel is in C is because I like him and he has a cute moment with Anders. And if Zevran is in C, unfortunately, it kind of hits for me that the only reason some of these characters are in C is because they're in other games. And Nathaniel is the one that's like the only reason he's in C is because he's in Awakening, and I like him a lot in Awakening, rather than this being purely objectional, like they are only in 2. What are your thoughts of it? Nathaniel is fucking nothing. Zevran is nothing. You meet them once, they shouldn't be in the tier
but I
that
don't think that's it. I think that we have to judge it on how they are portrayed in this game, but also their existence in the story at large does play a part. Like Corypheus, if Corypheus showed up in this game and never showed up again, I don't think he would be S tier. I think the fact that he is so strong in this game, has such a strong like villain intro, but the weight that it sets up for him to be the worst villain of all time is also
God, I disagree.
why I think it's like he is set up to be a great villain in this game. It's
but
also
he is a great
effect.
villain. Corypheus is a great villain in this game.
If
Corypheus wasn't in Origins, he would still be a crazy, memorable S tier thing because of just what he represents and like what he means for the world as a whole.
Fair. I think that looking at it, we're judging them on their representation in this game, but the context also does still have relevance. It's like is Flemeth a better character in Origins? Absolutely. Is she a better character even in the brief time she's in Inquisition? Yes. If we had been judging her solely on her relevance in this game without any other knowledge prior, she might be a D because she doesn't do kind of anything, but she still has an impact on the world. I think it's like we're judging primarily on how they are in this game, but like also like how the nature of Dragon Age as a series is that the games affect each other. So like where you are in the world will always play a mind. I think that Zevran though is not my favorite. Like it does feel very cameo-ish. Whereas like I think it feels even more cameo-ish than Liliana's. It's sort of
I disagree with that.
Do you?
Because Liliana doesn't interact with... I mean, Liliana, admittedly, she interacts with Sebastian. She also warns at the... Liliana does do stuff in this game. She warns of, like, the plot against the Grand Cleric and all this, and she is important. Zevran has less pull than Liliana. However, I am reading up on all the stuff that happens with Zevran in the party, and I'm happy for a C for Zevran. He turns up against in the final battle against Meredith. Apparently, if you have Isabella in your party, he turns up. That's pretty cool. Hawk can sleep with him, which we knew, and it has no approval change if the love interest isn't in the party, except for Sebastian, who knows. Sebastian, if you're romancing Sebastian and he's not in the party, he just knows you slept with Zevran.
He just knows you slept with Zevran.
That's pretty funny. I he does have a lot of like post origins information. He's like
Yeah.
actively trying to dismantle the crows from the inside. He's being hunted by them. He asks,
Why would you
Isabella
try to dismantle the crows? They're just sweet guys. They're heroes, actually.
Oh my god,
They're
did
heroes
I?
and sweet
Oh,
beings that are.
I did say this in fucking Act 1, in our Act 1, the Veil Guard, of like, wow, I wouldn't count you as bloodthirsty. They're fucking assassins. They're murderers.
Did say it. We did talk about it.
I know. It's just, I just needed to reiterate it again.
I know.
Of,
yeah. Why would you want to take down the crows from the inside? That's crazy.
They're just good guys.
They're heroes.
They're just good guys, and they're so cute. Oh my god, did you know my OC is a demon crow? Nothing bad happens to them at all.
Oh my god. Okay.
Put him in C. Put him in C.
C. I agree with C.
Okay. Now. Nope. Take your fucking hand away from save download. Last call. Are we changing? Who are we changing? Are we changing someone?
I'm looking.
You know what's crazy? We put your man in A. Our first pull was the guy in A, who's the oh my god, the mage thing. It's him.
Yeah.
What does he do? What is the thing called again? Am I an idiot? The tranquil solution.
He does the tranquil.
The guy
solution,
who builds the tranquil solution.
Yeah. Evil Templar bullshit.
He's in one mission. He's so integral to the plot. Is he A?
Yes.
Because the Arashok is B.
Yeah. Because the Arashok,
Yeah, you see? The Arashok is a full character. He's a full character who should be high. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Arashok should be there.
Seeing Bethany at B is a bit of a bummer, but I do understand why she's in B.
No, she's in B solidly. I can't move her from there. I could. Do you think Cullen belongs in B or C?
Here's the thing. If you move Cullen to C, I think Thrask should move with him. I think they fulfill an exceedingly similar role.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. Yeah. I agree. I think I'm happy with it. What do you think? You got any other lingering?
I also, man, I fucking love this game. No, I think I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we put Sebastian in S. I really can't be.
Yeah.
I can't be more stoked that I got my guy in the highest tier.
Hell yeah, you are.
So DA2 is my fave by like a pretty hefty margin.
I noticed.
Next month when we do Inquisition, we're gonna have it's gonna be a more difficult talk for me because of the way Inquisition is built, I'm gonna have way less opinions on people. I think
are also gonna be. I'm gonna have to give it a little bit more thought on what characters I'm gonna include because there are a lot of characters that are interesting that are optional and that I know for a fact that we didn't do because we didn't go to certain locations because we just did the mandatory storylines.
Here's the thing: do we make our own tier list?
Well, that's what I was thinking.
Rather
is
than
that
pulling off online.
I might do my own and like do only things that I know that we engaged with. Just because Inquisition is their attempt at an open world game, and so there is like, but there's so many characters. Oh God, I wish we should have done Inquisition longer, and I should have been like, you should have done like.
The upsetting thing is that we should have done Inquisition longer.
We did it, but I wanted to get to Veilguard. What an idiot I was.
Yeah.
What a dumbass. But here we are. All right. I have to go to bed. We've been on for 3 hours.
Crazy.
I
love this game so much. This is the best game for me.
It's so good.
God, it's just the best. Just talking about the characters, it's solidified that I'm like,
that
this
you love
is
them.
easy, the best game in this fucking franchise.
I love them.
Yeah, I love it. And I love you.
I love you too.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening, gang. A long one.
Thanks,
long one, even for us. We didn't even rant about the Veilguard for this long. But when is this going to be released?
Whenever I upload it, soon, probably
Same.
like this week.
Just because it's like the first on Saturday, so
this should
so it's
be
like
our.
so if this is January, this is January's Patreon, which means that I could say, "Hey, I apologize for the shit that we're gonna say in Act 2 of the Bell
in Act
Guard,"
2's episode, you shouldn't listen to it. I'm gonna be such a bitch. I'm so full of rage and anger.
Do you know what?
It's crazy.
It's so fun because
I'm gonna get hospitalized because my blood pressure is out of control.
Have you finished it? Are you up to date? Have you finished
it?
Act 2?
I haven't even. That's the problem.
Where are you up to that's making you this crazy?
Shut the fuck up. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't like it.
I need to know because I want to know if I'm at the same point as you. That'll be fun.
You're past me.
Wow.
You're having fun? I'm miserable. I'm having a terrible time.
First of all, I'm not having fun. This is a fucking slog. But there are bits that have just happened that I think were interesting. And I'm interested because I think that a thing that I thought was fun is a thing that you are losing your fucking mind at. See you guys.
Bye.
Thanks so much for listening to us. Bye.